Welcome everybody to a RealBird hands-on workshop. We're glad to have you here this fine Friday morning. We're hopefully going to take you on a trip to where you can improve your lead generation, whether you be a buyer or a listing agent. We're glad to be here. Good morning. My name is Eric with Agent Web Coach. I'm a guest host on this webinar here, this training session. It's more of a training session, hands-on workshop we call it, because we want you to come away from these training sessions with something that you can put to work today and not tomorrow or later. And I'm not alone this morning. I'm joined by one of the owners and developers of RealBird. Gabe Gross is with us here. Good morning, Gabe. How are you?
Hey, good morning from Redwood City in the middle of the Silicon Valley, where the sky is overcast and finally it looks like it's going to rain a few drops before it gets sunny again, probably in about 1 hour. But hope you guys have a great session here, and I'll help out with questions.
Awesome. And during our presentation here this morning, you have the ability to be able to chat with us through the webinar system here, and you'll be able to comment, and then Gabe will be able to monitor that and answer any questions you might have, or share some that everybody, a question that other people might have as well. Well, we do these trainings a couple times a month, and RealBird's a tool. Gosh, it's been around, I think, a long time, but it's RealBird is a tool that's constantly changing, constantly improving. Technology's changed, real estate's changed, and RealBird's done a great job of kind of staying relevant. Because the idea is, the goal is with RealBird is to give you the tools that you need as a real estate agent, a listing agent, or buyer agent, so that you can share what you have to offer with the most amount of people. And that's about as short and concise as I can say it. It's literally a toolbox, it's what I like to call it, that works, like I say, it is just as well with sellers, with buyers. And most agents I work with on a consulting basis, I have some agents. All agents should endeavor to be a listing agents. As you know, listing agents, they say the phrase in the industry is listing agents last. Although being a buyer's agent is great because it's a shorter cycle. You get someone's qualified, you go out and help them find a home, and it's a quicker commission. But in a way, you're not totally in control of as much as in control as if you're a listing agent. Taking listings, selling them, really puts you in the front of the real estate bus, driving it. And all agents I've worked with are either listing agents or want to be a listing agent or want to be a better listing agent. But a lot start out as buyer's agents first, working with buyers, helping them find the homes they need. But the idea is on your way there is to be basically, you got to be a listing agent and a buyer's agent. You know that's the reality of it. It's the reality of, and here's another thing that I've understood recently, not recently, just generally in the last couple of years, is people are looking for agents to trust. That's what they're looking for. And everybody's talking about different business models and, where things going with, discount brokerages or people being able to, do real estate transactions without an agent. And it still comes down to is that people are looking for someone to trust and someone that they can rely on. Even the younger millennials, they might do some of the hunting and searching on their own, knowing that being comfortable with technology. But what it comes down to is, as a real estate agent, you're an advocate for your clients, and people still need advocates. They still need someone to hold their hand to walk them through the process. So obviously, real estate agents are here to stay. I heard that pitch from Zillow, because Zillow is breaking out into instant offers and actually being a partner where they might buy investment properties, and they haven't rolled it out in a lot of places across the country, but they definitely are pushing in that direction. So, but they make it real clear to agents, don't worry, we're still we're still your friend. We're still your partner here in Zillow. You know, we still want to make sure that we recommend a real estate agent. And so I know a lot of agents have had their qualms about, you know, where's Zillow going? Is it going to be my partner? Is it going to be my enemy? Is it going to be my competitor? Probably a little bit of all those. But the idea that people still want to trust someone, and people are looking for someone to trust, and the people deserve an advocate. Just to me, it's just like if you had to go to court, you want a lawyer by your side, someone that works in those trenches, in those courtrooms every day, to be an advocate for you. And to me, real estate agents are even more important than attorneys, but they're equal advocates. They're, you know, and I share that philosophy because I run into this all the time about real estate agents, you know, defining their worth and how do I define my value to a potential buyer or a potential, you know, seller. You know, that's something you got to think about. What do you bring to the table? You know. Anyway, it's a bit of a rant there this morning, but I want to share that with you. So inside the RealBird toolbox, there's really made of two halves to the toolbox: the listing publisher single property website, and then the property search, which is a ability for you to be able to take the property search and embed it in like your website. You can send a link, and that makes the visitors makes it searchable for them to look for homes that are for sale, not necessarily just yours. It might be other homes that are sourced in this property search, sourced by Oodle, that might come downstream from your MLS, local MLS, through different avenues or like streams of, you know, listings and active listings. So that property search gives you the ability to be able to show some of those things. I'll show you some of that today. We'll be able to explain that to you. So the listing publisher is okay. So even though there's two halves to the RealBird box, there is a lot more to it than just the two halves. But within that toolbox are many tools to help you look really, really good, whether you be a buyer or seller. We're going to talk about that today. Okay. I wanted to share just a few new tools because, like I mentioned, RealBird's always working to be relevant and up to date and giving you the latest tools that will help you be successful. Like I said, buyer's agent or seller's agent. One of the newest tools just came out this week, and this gives you the ability to be able to take your single property websites and embed them in your like WordPress website. Now, we've had embeddable listings inside before, but this has been a totally reconfigured tool with a plugin that is friendly to SEO. So that's SEO stands for search engine optimization. That is, it's another way for you to create a listing, to be able to have, you know, keywords and content that's friendly to the search engines to be connected with your listing. And I actually took a few minutes this morning to load that. I want to share that with you. I'm going to go. This is Noel Kreider. She has a listing. This is a beautiful listing here in Penryn, which is up by the Auburn area, east of the Bay area, in the foothills, basically in the mountains. And she's got this great listing. And what we're able to do is we're able to take that listing and embed it in her website. And what you'll have is you'll have if you have a WordPress website, self-hosted WordPress website, you can add your own plugins. Plugins are kind of like apps on your iPhone or your iPad. Okay, so you can add a plugin to your WordPress.org self-hosted website. And I say self-hosted because WordPress has websites at WordPress.com, but you can't add plugins. You can only add posts and pages. And some of you might have that. And I'd recommend if you don't have if you only have WordPress.com, you should get a WordPress.org site, and I can help with that if you need help with that. But this is a few of the directions right here. This the article that was recently posted in ActiveRain, and basically what you do is you go and you'll download the plugin, and I guess it's probably better to show it on the website. That's probably better, huh? So So you go to download the plugin first, and once you download the plugin, here, go right here. Here we go. And the plugin doesn't cost anything. There's no cost to it. But you'll go here, and then you'll go to here, and then you go click here, and you'll need to download the plugin. So once you're inside your RealBird area, go ahead and pull up this listing. Okay, right here it says WordPress featured listing plugin. So you'll go here to this link. You'll download the plugin. You can download it to your hard drive on your computer, and then what you'll do is you go inside your WordPress. I'll show you since I'm inside. And what you'll do is you'll upload that plugin. Go right near the dashboard, and you'll click Add a new plugin here. So you're right here, plugin, and then you click Add New. I told you to be hands-on, didn't I? So, sorry, I clicked on the wrong thing. So we're going to add a new plugin here. And what you have to do is you'll upload that plugin. So, oh boy, I'm clicking on different things here. My mouse is a little happy this morning. Okay, so what you do is you click Add New. Now I've already downloaded on Noel's website. So you click Add New, and then what you'll do is you'll navigate to where that is on your computer, that downloaded file. So upload file, upload plugin, and then browse. And let's see, I have it right here. And then you'll upload that. And this, here we go, it's right there. And click there, click open, and I've already uploaded, so I don't have to worry about it. Okay, and then what you'll do is you'll install it, and then once it's live and active on your website, then what you'll be able to do is you'll be able to go to that listing. Okay, I'm inside back in RealBird now, right up here, listing marketing, and this is the active listing on Butler Road. And then right here, that's what I want. And then this is what's called a short code. See how it's got a kind of square bracket to start and finish? You'll copy all that. And then what you'll do is you can add a new post, or you can create it as a page. Now, this is obviously in the back end of WordPress.org, self-hosted website. But you'd go click post is what I do, because when I set these WordPress websites up for my clients with RealBird, I set them up so that they actually syndicate to different places. So one post within the WordPress website, and then I can send it out to all different places. Put a great title, and in this section here, you can click visuals, fine. You'd come back in here, and you'd be able to click and just right click and paste, okay? And then that'll add the code in there. So you copy that code, you put it in here. It could be the visual side, it's fine, it doesn't have to be text. And then and what I like to do is add it, because I use post, add a category like a Penryn home or something like Penryn, California. And I like to add a featured image as well. And when you do that, this is what you can get. Let's see here. Let's go to that post. I'll show you. So the idea is, so think of RealBird as kind of like a wardrobe, something that you dress your listings with, so that they can be to go all different places on the internet, and so that you can be successful with that. Here I've actually already created about 2 hours ago, but let's go ahead and view that so we can see what that looks like. And it looks beautiful. I mean, this is a new tool. I'm new to this tool myself, and I just launched it, the plugin this morning. I launched this listing this morning. It shows a beautiful slideshow. By the way, Noel follows my advice and has a photographer do just awesome pictures that are just top notch. She stages all of her homes, and so they sell really fast. And of course, she uses everything that RealBird has to offer, and that's another good thing about her being successful with this. But so what it did, it basically took that listing. Now this is the single property website, as seen, standalone. The single property website, you can see it's already been shared 41 times. And this is what it looks like. By the way, you can add. You don't have to have the what I call the Remax sky with the clouds. You can add it, take an image and put that on the background. If I have some time, I'll show you how to do that. So this is a single property website. Now this travels its own path through the internet to be found with photo gallery, map and street view, automatic connection to to local schools. Because when people are looking for a home, they want to research information around that home. They don't want to just know about the home. They want to know about its environment. That's as much sells the house as these beautiful pictures of the single level home. So as that's popping up here, this area is a bit country, but it should be showing up there. Oh, bird's eye view. So we're going to wait for that to settle there. Okay, so I have to zoom out a little bit because this is a bit in the country. I have to zoom out a little bit to see. Oh, these are the paths. And here I'll click local schools. That's what I was looking for. So the idea is this single property website is meant to have as much information as possible to get people to, far along enough to the decision timeline to get them to pick them, for them to pick up the phone or text you and say, hey, I want to see this home. This has its own life, but we don't just rely on this single property website to bring in buyers for bring in interest in this home. RealBird gives you the tools. Like I said, it's like a wardrobe, and this is one of the other tools they now have that you can now embed this in your website as well. Now, when I set up a website, and this is something you can do too, I set up this website so when it's like a publishing hub. It's like a radio station, so to speak, so that when you create content from her website, it's automatically sent out to Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and what's the other one? Oh, Google Plus. Yeah. So if I click on her Facebook page, you're going to be able to see that I've already, shared this listing. And because you'll just see in a second here what it'll look like, how you can see that, how that listing is going to show. And I got fast internet too. I don't know. It's been a little bit slow today. Jump back here. I already have this up on Twitter. This is what it looked when it pushed out to Twitter from her website. So I picked an image and my featured image that would grab people. It's that's one of the keys in sharing on social media. And if you're doing any advertising or sharing what you have to offer, have great images, not just text. So I have this back, and when it clicks back to the website, when people click back to the website, it's going to show that beautiful home there as displayed within her website. Okay, so let's see how it looks on Facebook. All right. Facebook has this thing now where they slow things down. They don't want you to see too much at one time. So if you're trying to get to something fast, okay, so there it is on Facebook. And what's cool is it's already been shared in the last hour, and just by 2 people. I can actually boost that. And by the way, Facebook is just an awesome place to get leads. I'm going to tell you, you need to have your own Facebook business page, like what I have with hers, and I have her website tied to it. Although you can be there, you can have a personal side and you talk about real estate, but I would share with you that it needs to be more in day of the life of. If you're just out there promoting, hey, come buy this house or come see this house, it's a bit much, and it could actually tick Facebook off into where they shut down your personal side and your personal profile on Facebook. And by the way, here's one of the ways, because I know a lot of agents get confused with that sometimes. You see how this says liked? How you're on your personal side is real easy. Is where this says add a friend or friends already if they're linked. So liked means it's a business page, and you definitely should have a business page. It doesn't cost anything. It doesn't, and you can find tons of videos on YouTube. Don't pick one from 6 months ago. Pick one. You can search in YouTube for set up a Facebook business page, and you can set it to say, hey, show me everything in the last 6 months. Because if you pick one from a year and a half ago, it's not going to give you the right instructions on how to build a Facebook business page. And here's another thing I've learned. When you have a personal profile, remember it'll say friends here. It's okay to talk about real estate because that's part of your life. Hey, it was sure great helping. I had a blast today. Gosh, it sure is fun to be a realtor on days like this when I can hand keys to the Jensen family and for their first home. is real exciting. Then you're telling more about your day in the life of a real estate agent, sharing on your personal side, but you just don't want to promote on the other side. But here's one thing I have learned: the more people you're involved with on the personal side, the larger your audience is going to be to see what you have on your business side. So be aware of that. Try to be active on both sides to be successful at it. Okay, so you saw that I had this. It's now posted from her WordPress website. I can boost that post, or I can place an ad, with that listing. And we don't quite have enough time to share with you how to do that today. We've done that a couple times in the last couple months, and showing you how to create a Facebook ad or how to boost a ad to get your listings in there. And of course, RealBird makes that easy to do that. RealBird gives you these awesome tools. While I'm here anyway, let me grab this. This is let's see. So I'm back in RealBird. I'm giving my navigational point on the map here. I'm back at RealBird inside Noel's account, and we've got these awesome landing pages that you can create. I'm going to go ahead and click on one of these. This is a hot property. Let's see. I don't think we have any open houses this week to talk about. No, we don't. But you could, by the way, you can post open houses. You didn't know that. You can do that. You can actually post an open house. Click here. If you're to set an open house date, you'd come in here and set the date. Oh, look, we have an open house. Let's. So we can do that. We have an open house and all day. I don't know. That's kind of long. 11 to 2. Let's do that. 11 here. Here. Let's say 11 to 2. Yeah, we're there. Okay. No, that was last week, so we'll delete that. And then actually dates passed, so it doesn't show, but I just deleted there. And you can add the open house notes here as well. Okay, so if we were doing an open house, that's where you'd post it. And let me go back to the. Okay, so if we were doing open house, I'd go open house landing page. Okay. Now, Noel has her texting set up. This is an additional add-on you can have with your RealBird account, where you can purchase that. And I've never seen it cost any more. Any agents, even with generating lots of leads with it, no more than $2 or $3 a month. It's like so cheap, you're not even going to know you paid for it. So basically, she has a text number here that's automatically configured in her listings, and then this is a landing page. You can see it shows the beautiful house in the background with all the trees, and this is what it's going to look like, and this is what. In a way, you're holding back some of the information. You're saying, hey, I'd love to show this to you. Give me your name, email, and phone number. Or they can text you. I'm going to tell you, if you've turned on this option and purchased this add-on in RealBird, they're going to more likely do this than they're going to do this. And that's okay, because guess what you get? You get their cell phone number. Okay, so if I wanted to post this, say, on Facebook, okay, and I'm hoping you can see that too. Okay, so obviously this is me. If I was posting to Noel's timeline, this would be on a page I manage. So coming down here, right down to here. There's no Crider. There we go. Come join us at our open house this week, this weekend, and don't want to miss it. We're going to be open 11 to 2. Love to see it, something like that. And then post that in Facebook, and that's going to look. It's going to be embedded right in her Facebook page. What that does is then it gives you opportunity like this with this listing here to boost the post, or you can create an ad. But it makes it so that it holds back some information. It doesn't give them all the information. It gives them some of the information that they need. By the way, I like to make this a little bit easier. This is actually customizable. Where you could set, I'm going to change this. I usually like to have my agents would make it simple, like the number of the address of the house. Keep it short, keep it simple. Makes it easy for people to be able to do it. Now I just changed that. So that is now how you would get this listing basically texted to your phone. It's going to be mobile ready, so that no matter what type of device, or cell phone or tablet or whatever, that people are going to be able to experience that listing. So remember, I told you that this is all about creating a wardrobe for a listing that you might have.
Hey, Eric.
Yes.
How about if I text and you show the caller ID that you get for me? So
Okay.
what's the phone number?
Oh, the phone number is 530
530
305
305
8409.
8409. So the case here would be you send out cards to your folks on your farm, or you put a hanger in front of the house, or you put it on Facebook or someplace people see this, right? And the text message is, what was it? 27
5700.
5700. Okay, so now I'm going to text this. I walk by that sign. I say, I'd like to see this. I text 5700 to this texting number.
Mm-hmm.
And what I get back is the link to the listing. And what the agent gets, if you go under leads over there,
is a lead.
somehow, so I'm not sure.
Is it going?
Well, are you sure it's 530-30-584?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that works.
Huh? No?
Through.
Failed.
Here we go. We got that one here. I'll have to check her see if she has a refresher number. Let me give you another one. Let me give another one. Ready?
Okay.
Okay.
What is it?
We're gonna do
what's the phone number? 530.
Yeah, phone number is 814
814
240
240
0565.
0565.
And this is actually a glider port, airport for sale. So
and what's the code?
The code is glider, the word glider, GLIDER.
Okay, so I got back the link. So now go to leads.
Okay.
And there's the lead.
Okay, so
this is what the agent gets.
Right here. So that's your personal phone number, or business phone number, whatever. But you got the cell phone number. She got the cell phone number that this listing was directed to, and of course it'll be live here. It just comes in a link in here. You can go to here, but you'll see what they saw. So when they're asking you questions, you'll know. And here's that listing of this awesome glider port for sale. How cool is that? Want to buy a glider port? It's an awesome place. Most of the NASA astronauts actually did training at this glider port here in Pennsylvania. It's really cool.
And if you hook up a caller ID package to the cell phone number on Twilio where it's set up, then you also get people's addresses, if whatever is known about them in that caller ID package, their income, their email, their Facebook page, so you're prepared a little bit better when you call rather than just a phone number.
Is that an add-on to the Twilio?
Yeah, that's an add-on on Twilio. Yeah, you can choose. They have add-ons, and it costs a little bit more. If you don't have an add-on like here, you get only the phone number, and it costs 0.75 cents per message. But if you choose an add-on, depending on the add-on, then it could be as high as 5 cents a message. But it's worth it, because when you call, then you know who you're talking to. Really, you have a little bit of background about the people.
So once you set up your SMS through Twilio and connect it with your RealBird account, you have an account that you'll log back into. You'll bank $20 at a time, so that as your leads come in, it'll come off that $20 that you have connected as you connect your credit card to that. And but there's obviously more add-ons. Like you can get a localized number, so that when people text the number, they don't think you're like from a different county or area. So you can get a custom number as well. So obviously that's another add-on that you can get more information about the leads that do come in, more information on who owns that cell phone and such. So so we're talking a lot about this, the listing publisher, a lot about the new landing pages that you can pick, hot property, just reduced, open house notice. We talked about that. And then there's also a seller emailing tool that's really cool that you can actually share your listing back to the seller so that they can share it with who they know. And that's a really cool tool. I'll pull it up here. Seller email tool. Here we go. Your seller, say if this is my listing, and that Noel was selling his house on my behalf. This is how he'd set it up. Okay, present copy. That's it. What and say just listed is fine. Yeah, no for sale works. Single property website, or it can share the virtual tour that the RealBird account creates for this listing. That's pretty cool. Let's say take a look at that. Take a look for the sale property. Please forward. So this is basically you're giving a tool back to the seller so that they can disseminate against in their sphere of influence and the people they know. And I've had agents feel different ways. They said, well, why would that's my job. It's not the seller's job to do that. And believe me, a successful close is going to benefit your seller and you, more them than you actually, right? So this is basically for them to share with who they know. Please forward this email for sale property to your friends and family, and of course you can send a test here, but you can. I'm going to send this to the recipient here. Okay, it's just been sent, and then now I can pull up my email and see what that looks like. And basically, you're making it easy for them. Basically, partnering with you're partnering. That's what you're doing. You're partnering with the seller to help them. You know, you're making the tools easy for them to share what you have to offer. So take a look for the sales property, please forward. So I can just go like this, forward. And by the way, I have a whole bunch of people I could put in here. I have a lot of contacts, but anyway, you probably want to take this part out, you know. Take a look at this property, put emails in there, BCC, CC, and that gives them this. It's real simple. They're going to be able to view it on the phone, tablet, desktop, whatever. And here's the link that you're basically sending to people. And this by the way, this is another new addition to the RealBird Toolbox family. Is this virtual tour? Let's see if this is branded. Okay, this is a branded one. So I have an overview of the listing, right? I have you know, the location, more details, the video. It's a link to a video, the YouTube. The idea is you're giving tools back to the seller. And by the way, this is a branded version. This is the branded version, but there's also an unbranded version that they can share. Obviously, you want to use the branded version so people contact you, but it makes it really easy for you to be able to share that listing. Here in California, you have to have a BR number. I noticed that's in there. That's correct. You have to put all the contact information there. So this is basically enlisting the seller's help to get that home sold. Pretty cool. Okay, so that's the new seller emailing tool. We talked about the WordPress SEO listing posts. By the way, I feel that there's a lot of agents. Some agents don't have a WordPress self-hosted website. Somebody might have like a Playster site or site that HTML site that you can't really add things to except a page or post. This does work with the plugin at WordPress. By the way, my feeling is, and what I help people do is set, in my practices, I set people up with a WordPress website to integrate all these tools. And so that's why I'm a real big fan of WordPress. But I realize not everybody has WordPress. But it is a great tool if you have it. It's another way to be able to dress up your listing and to be able to share it with the world. And you saw the virtual tour. I just shared with you a branded virtual tour, but there's also unbranded as well that doesn't have your contact information. And that would be, by the way, that would be a listing. That would be a link that you would share inside, for example, inside your MLS, because you can now create a listing. And by the way, I would recommend you create a listing in RealBird for your listings before you launch it in the MLS, before you what we call broker load. No, not all offices or areas let you do that, but where you can, if you can create your listing first inside, even without an MLS number, because you might not have that yet, you might not have loaded the listing. It's a jump ahead in advance, and particularly if you can do a video and post the video on YouTube and post the post a listing and go live and active with it before you launch an MLS, I'm going to tell you, you jump ahead of, you know, the 25 different varieties of your listing with your information scraped off. That the MLS will share it and syndicate it out without your contact information. And it's great to be, you know, first impression, to be out there, you know, with this address connected to this listing in the search engines. And you'll find out that you can have your version of that listing dominate inside the search engines, particularly Google, ahead of that listing branded by every other broker or agent so many people might search on. So that's just a little tip I've learned. I've had some RealBird clients do that and be very, very successful with that. And so you probably not have heard that before, but you can do that. Google loves these listings once you create them inside RealBird. I don't know. It's a long. I don't know. It's just Google likes what RealBird has to offer. I guess because everything's very informational, and Google likes informational things. Where, you know, you've got maps in here and local schools, and it's just a great way to be able to take your listing and not just rely on the MLS to find buyers for your listings. I know a lot of agents, they think I just got to put my listing in there, broker load it, and wait for people to show up. And I'm like, you know what? That is so. I don't know what. It's not aggressive. It's not pulling out all the stops that you need to that you can do, that you have the possibility with RealBird to be able to do this. You know, this is with well, obviously with your active listings. You not only have the ability to be able to use it for your active listings, but you can use RealBird to be able to show your success. Now, this happens to be Noel Kreider. You can tell when she's busiest right there. I'll zoom in a little more. And by the way, if you have any questions, you feel free to use the message box there and chat with us, and we'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. You see this? These are all the homes that she's put inside her RealBird account over the last few years. So these are basically all sold. She has one active listing right now, and it's in Penryn. See, that's going to be a little different color. Oh, this map I've configured just to show her solds. We have her active listing here, but all the rest of these are sold. So there's two different ways to display that within her website. She can do that on her WordPress website. RealBird gives her the code to be able to gather all her solds together and plot them on a map. So this is one display up here in the map area with the plotted sold homes. Here's another way you can show them kind of like a Pinterest style. See that? You can actually see more properties. So, and then she's been able to embed those on her website. So to me, what is this for? Well, this is part of her seller's presentation. It's her portfolio to be able to show that. By the way, if you can't be live at a listing appointment to sell your ability to sell that home to a seller, this is a great thing to be able to live here and show this and show, hey, I'm able, this is my part of my success right here. And I know some agents have struggled to do that, to be able to show their success. RealBird makes that easy to do. Put your listings in there. By the way, maybe you're new to RealBird, but you're not new to real estate. Well, go ahead and listing marketing here. I'm back in RealBird now, and add those listings and just mark them sold. And that says add for sale listing. I know that says that, add for sale. We're not going to sell it again. We're just going to show that we've been successful. And what you'll do is at least put the address in it. Don't have to put a price. Don't have to put an MLS. Put minimal, at least beds, bath, excuse me, beds or bath. And I usually do lot size, interior size, and a listing title. No more than 5 minutes. I'm literally in a past sale. 5 minutes is all you need to do. You can put a description. Don't put a description like see us at the open house on, you know, copy it from the listing when it was live. But put that information there, put a description in there. And then what you can do is mark it sold right here, not active. You want to mark it sold or rented, and then publish. Oh, by the way, add at least one main photo. Okay. And then what that will do is that'll make it possible to be able to very quickly, I mean, think about, you have your information in a folder, maybe of an image and small description of the property, you know, upload 5 minutes of listing. Very quickly, you can, you know, show yourself having, you know, 30, 40, 50 listings. Just because you're new to RealBird doesn't mean you can't create a portfolio like this and show your success. And I think that's important. I think that's the confidence I think sometimes you need in going in front of people that are interviewing you to list and market their home. Now, we've been talking a lot about the seller's tools and the single property websites. You also have this property search that's available to you. And I just want to dive in there and show you where that is so that you can access that. I'm going to go inside property search here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to say, let's go out. I like to make it, let's go out 50 miles here. And people have the ability to be able to zoom in. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to show some homes for sale. Let's go out a little farther than that. Now, does this have as many homes for sale as what's going to show in your live active listing? I would tell you no, that not all listings in there, but are there enough to generate a lead? Absolutely. So here I've got this centered kind of here on Auburn, and I've made some changes here. I could have clicked right here, but I wanted to zoom out a little more. So now that I made some changes, I can just grab this code right here, and I can use this as a link. See that? I can use that as a link that I can put in the website, or HTML right there. So I just grab this code. Okay, and I kind of zoom that down enough to be able to show enough homes for sale. And it's a tight market. Anywhere in California, it's a crazy tight market. Let me go back to her website. Here we go. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and add. Now, usually if I'm going to put a search in that I'm going to have on the website for a while, I would use a page. That's the difference in WordPress, a post and page. Post is something maybe that has a little more obsolescence or shelf life to it, shorter shelf life. As page might be a page that it's going to be around for a while. So let me view homes in Auburn, in and around Auburn. I'll call it near, in and around. Let's put around. I'll put near. I like near. California. And of course, I'm back in WordPress, and it's kind of a WordPress kind of day because we're sharing some tools like that. But I'm inside WordPress, inside her site, and I'm clicking text because you see there's 2-box visuals, kind of like the planner for your planning your content and let you see it as it is. The text is basically where you add the HTML, and that's what they've given us. That's what they've given us here. Yeah, and okay, there we go. All right, let's make that a little bigger. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and publish that page. And so very quickly, I took the tools that RealBird gave me to show homes for sale, and I've now created a page. I'm publishing that page right now, and I can go ahead and view so I can get an idea what that page is going to look like to the visitor. Clicking view page here. So there we go. Okay. So view homes for sale. I could be more descriptive on that. So basically, this is going to be a live active map that people can zoom in, or they can actually change the parameters here. Hey, I can only afford a house up to $550. And that's some other tools there. Okay, well, here's everything that's under 550. There's 63 properties there. I can zoom in, or I can zoom out, zoom in a little more and see this. It's cool. This is actually her featured property. This is the property we're working on this morning, Butler Road. So it kind of sticks out so they can see her listing first, right? And so that's pretty cool that you'd be able to show that. And by the way, this is her listing. These are not her active listings. But if you click on any one of those, and if you're the visitor and you click on that listing is going to be branded to Noel. How cool is that? Request information. This listing is going to go. This lead for this listing is going to go to Noel. And I like it actually that it didn't close her website. It just opened another tab with more information about that. And by the way, someone can save a search, or they can save their featured listings or save an account. That's one of the tools that that RealBird provides with that. And because that UDL is nationwide, it's nationwide. It's not just localized to her area. I'll put my zip code in here, 84651, and I can search. I'm still connected to Noel. Now, obviously, if someone contacts her about this, she generates a lead. She'll have to find a realtor here where I live in Payson, Utah, to be able. But you know, a lead. What's a lead worth nowadays? 20-25% referral fee. So anyway, many of you might not have known that does that, but that's one of the awesome tools built inside RealBird. You know, where do you have? How many agents do you see out there today that have the ability to be able to have, you know, a search tool that'll expand outside their MLS? And that's one of the tools you have available. So anyway, I'm going here. This is a tool to attract buyers. And we talked about RealBird, you know, our goal here to talk about it today is not just tools for being a seller's agent, but being a buyer's agent. Well, this property search tool, you can zoom down into a local neighborhood, and it's really customizable by you. Anyway, so I don't want to get too deep in that, but you can have this on your sidebar. So just like this, you can have like a property search built right into your sidebar with that search that's provided to you by RealBird. So works really cool. It's enough to generate leads. Is it exactly like the MLS? Going to be real clear and say it's not. It's not going to have as many active listings. The UDL database isn't as rich and as broad, but it has enough to generate branded listings that aren't yours that connected to you so you can generate a lead. Okay. I have these tools and you know, I have these tools in RealBird, and we want to use all of them, but we don't want you to be overwhelmed by that. This is just a quick overview, and I'm happy to share these notes with anybody. Just some tips and tricks and, you know-how, best practice, so to speak, of things that you should do using the RealBird tools. By the way, I would create at least 10 single property websites for you. And okay, you don't have 10 single property. You don't have 10 active listings, but I would get them however you can. Borrow active listings if you don't have, you know, you're sitting here at an advanced webinar learning how to use the latest tools for real estate agents. Okay. There's a good chance that there might be an agent in your office that they might not be as good as these tools are with these tools as you are, but they've got more listings than you. Borrow a listing, brand that listing, a co-market. I wouldn't say co-list. Usually co-list means your name is together at the bottom of that listing with the listing agent. So, but I'm saying co-market because you have a branding opportunity using the RealBird tools to brand that listing with your contact information. Post all your sold listings. I don't go back. I don't care if, okay, in an area like where Redwood City, where Gabe lives, and if you're an agent there in the San Francisco Bay Area and you have a sold listing that you sold, you know, 3-4 years ago, and you want to show it as part of your sold portfolio, I realize you might not want to put the price, particularly if it's half what it used to be, because it's crazy in San Francisco area. Price has gone up incredible. If you can find a place, but don't put a price on it. Don't put an MLS number on it, you know, but put a picture of the home with the address, show that it's real, that you help people sell it. Okay.
Now, there's a good, here's an out of the box idea for doing this without any risk. In general, when you when you tell an agent, you know, co-market somebody else's listing, then they're always wary because, of course, they find the buyer, and then the buyer can go directly to the seller, circumventing, right, the agent, and the agent might not even know. So, but with texting, you can eliminate all that and do it perfectly legally. What you do is, let's say that you've in your office or someplace, anywhere in your area, there is an agent who has gotten a great listing for $5 million luxury listing, you know, and you have a buyer, but you don't want to send them this you haven't signed a buyer's contract with them, but you want to get them, but you don't want to send them the link to this listing because you're afraid that he's going to click on the link and then go directly to the seller agent. So what you can do is hook up a text code and just put on your website a great new listing came on the market, and you give an approximate description. This is an over $5 million listing. It's really well located. In order to see the details, text, and you put a code in there with your texting number. Now, what you've done here is you haven't disclosed the location or the link to the listing. You can link the text code directly to the seller's listing website on their own website, if it's there, or whatever, on the MLS or wherever you want to link it to. That takes 2 seconds to do with RealBird. But when they text, your advantage is that you immediately know that they texted for that, and you can call them up within 5 seconds and say, hey, I saw that you're interested in this listing. Can I take you in there, right? And so this way you haven't sent the link, because if you send the link, you don't know if they're going to call the agent or not, because you don't know if they're interested. But when they text, they're interested. You're the only one who knows that, and then you talk to them and take them in there, and you make sure that they don't circumvent you.
Well, and if you have the SMS add-on through Twilio, you can create custom links. So maybe you link to a page that has general information, but that by putting the SMS code in there to get them to interact with it, that way you get their phone number before you link to anything that has all the information. So that makes it, by the way, with this tool, you can create custom links. So you have the ability. I wanted to show you another tool here inside RealBird that you can customize the background. I know that some people were asking for that. Is how do you do that? How do you customize that background? So I come into the listing. I'm back in RealBird now under listing marketing, and I'm going to edit the details. And I said customize design. And now not everybody's going to see this. If you're on a mobile phone or tablet, you won't see it, right? But anything bigger than that, you're going to see something besides, option besides something besides, blue sky and cloud. So I'm just going to upload an image here. I'm going to go ahead and click upload. Butler Road. Let's view the pictures. This is awesome for a background. Now let me upload and save that, and then we'll be able to preview it. Okay. Now I've updated basically a theme with shows on the back end, and you can see, and that's an awesome thing about this property is just tons of trees on this property. So now that's the background rather than the blue sky. You've got some blue sky and clouds in there, but at least I got some greenery. So that's an easy way to be. By the way, this house has a dwarf burro or donkey, and they showed that. So they showed that this big property that you can have your own donkey. Let's see, how cool is that? Well, maybe that she took the picture of the donkey out, but anyway, these people have the cutest dwarf donkey you've ever seen, and on this property. So,
Eric, something funny?
Yeah.
That I have this friend who lives in Auburn, and I'm going over there this weekend, and to his house, and I can hear that donkey from across the creek there. It's so
it's a
funny.
small donkey, but I guess it makes
it makes this really weird noise, and it's just and I can see him too on the other side of the hill from the creek.
By the way, I know we talked a lot about WordPress today, and just one shameless plug. If people need help getting their website up and going, that's something I can help out with. Is just email me webcoach@gmail.com, and you can and I'd be happy to help you out with that. The big change is happening. The new GDPR rules for the European Union are coming into effect May 25th, where different levels of privacy, a more strict privacy has to be established within your website regarding your privacy policy, terms of service, and you have to give people the ability to be able to opt out, not opt out and remove themselves. It's called the right to be forgotten. And I know those are all big terms, but that's something that's happening in the next couple of weeks. And you think, hey, well, we're in the U.S. here, but it applies to anybody who does business with anybody that's in the European Union, including plus Romania, right? And or even if that European citizen is viewing your website as they're visiting here in the U.S. It's a really
So you guys have to pay attention to this. If you sooner or later, this is going to be a serious thing, because there's going to be a lot of these troll lawyers who are going to be fishing for suing real estate agents, like they did about 10 years ago with patents on website technologies. I don't know if you've been around at that time, but this GDPR, I'm sure you got emails from Microsoft and Apple, and everybody sending these emails around. And the reason they do that is because it applies everywhere. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't apply to Canada, and you may think that, well, I'm doing business only with Americans. But what if I'm, for example, a dual citizen, and if I come to you if I register starting May 25th on your agent website, then I'm asking for a property, and then 2 days later, I come to you and I say, hey, agent, I want you to forget me and tell me what you did with my data. You have to send me.
And where else are you sharing it?
Yeah, you have to send me exactly that. Or if not, the process I have to go through if I really want to sue you. And I probably wouldn't do it as an individual citizen, but these troll lawyers will. I would go to my country representative for GDPR. Every European country has a what's called a data enforcement agency established through the European community, and I tell him that I went to this agent's website in the USA and he doesn't comply with my forget request or a data handling request, and they will take it from there. And they have these are national institutions, and there's a whole process set up here for handling a lawsuit internationally. So you don't want to get involved with this if you can avoid it.
This is a great article done by Katerina Gassett. Anyway, that's in ActiveRain. You can search for it. Search GDPR. Is your site compliant? Anyway, just something to think about. It's not something to say, I don't need that. I don't bother with it. I mean, you look at area like where Redwood City, San Francisco, where Gabe lives and works. And, there's a lot of people buying, real estate from outside, from that aren't in San Francisco. So it's not something that could be ignored. So check into this. This article's here. I don't think there's a way to copy and share that link. If you just go to ActiveRain, you don't have to be logged in with your account. And I hope you guys all have an ActiveRain account, because it's a great place another place to, by the way, RealBird will will actually format your listing for ActiveRain. I know it's kind of off on a tangent there, but RealBird gives you information so that you can format this listing for ActiveRain. How cool is that? Here, post to ActiveRain. You'll log in and you'll grab this code and share that listing there. But ActiveRain is a great place to be. They have a free level and they have a paid level. You don't have to use the paid level to get the benefit from it, but definitely this place to be. But by the way, great article here that she wrote, and she actually has video in there, from a link to the video from NAR. And here we go. Here's ways and update. And here's the update. So this is probably anyway, this information is available out there. Take the steps you can, because this is important. And really, real estate's international. Here we live in the U.S. I mean, U.S. is for sale, and so you got to be thinking about that. And that's why these single property websites that RealBird's done for you, that's why they're in 10 different languages. They're translatable in 10 different languages. Might not have known that. By the way, another selling point to be able to share with your clients is, hey, I'm taking your listing and I'm sharing it in a way that can be translated into 10 different languages. Here's German. It'll take that whole listing and it'll translate that listing for someone to be able to experience it in their own, one of 10 languages. How cool is that? Anyway, so I hope you guys learned something today. I did. I've been doing these webinars for over 10 years now, and RealBird never ceases to amaze me. There's always a new egg in the nest, a new tool that will help me. Of course, I'm not a real estate agent. I'm a web consultant coach for real estate agents, but it's always amazes me that there's always more tools that RealBird's working on to make it easier for you. Look at that. Einfamilienhaus. That's single family Single-family property, yeah. Drei Schlafzimmer. Oh, it's a long time since I've spoken German with you, Gabe. Okay, thanks everybody. I hope you learned something from this webinar here today. I have these notes on best practices that for buyers and sellers. I have two lists, a checklist to make sure you're taking advantage of this tool in the best way that you can. By the way, you don't have to do everything here, but take a step, to do one more thing each time you get a new listing, to do one more thing using the RealBird tools. And by the way, the confidence that comes with you, for you, when you're working with your buyers and agents, knowing that you're doing something maybe different than other agents might do for them, RealBird helps you stay at the cutting edge and stay at the forefront of doing what's possible. Doing what's possible for your clients, whether it be buyers or sellers. Thanks everybody for coming to the webinar here today. I hope we see you again. We get together in another 2 weeks, and we'd love to have you back. And if you have any questions, I'll leave my email there. Feel free to email me there, webcoach@gmail.com. My name's Eric, and it was a pleasure and privilege to be able to share with you and get some hands-on training that gives you the confidence you need to go out there and slay that dragon and win that client. All right, thanks, Gabe.
Have a good day, everybody, and good weekend.
Thank you.